How's it going, ladies and bruises? I'm Bobby Sixkilla and welcome back to Clean Slate. We have one room down and many more to go. I'm certain these puzzles are going to be pretty ruthless, I can tell. But let's get back into it, shall we, and figure out how we know Dr. Geneticist, because I don't think much of our background is really established, apart from the fact that we were a policeman, right? You see, I've known him for a very long time. I met him in grade school. He was always younger than me, but he had skipped grades and ended up in the same class as me. Huh, that's Dr. Janice for you. A genius since childhood. Since he came from another grade, he had no friends in our class. The other kids bullied him, calling him a nerd and all that crap. I found it kind of sad, but I never really did anything about it. I guess I was scared to defy them at the time, until one day they started picking on him during recess and things got out of hand. Someone tripped him and he fell face first on the floor. He cut his chin open real bad. There was blood everywhere. For me, that was the last straw. I jumped in to defend him. All the bullies just scrammed. Not out of fear of me, of course, but fear of getting caught by some teacher. I helped him up and tried to find something to press against his chin and stop the bleeding. He ended up using my shirt. We walked together to the infirmary, and they had to send him to the hospital to get stitched up. I wanted to go in the ambulance with him, but a teacher went instead. I was really worried for him, but I had no choice but to stay behind and hope for the best. The week after that was St. Valentine's Day. There was no girl I particularly liked, so I decided to do something different. I bought a big heart-shaped chocolate and brought it to him for the following day. The other kids gave me all kinds of weird looks, but I shrugged it off. Either way, when I gave it to him, he seemed really confused. Yet after a few seconds of staring at the heart, he looked up at me with a smile. That was the first time anyone at school had seen him smile. We didn't exchange a single word, but we just clicked. After that, we started talking every day and quickly became very close. We would go on to become inseparable friends throughout all of high school. Wow, I didn't know Dr. Janice would have a soft side. We talked a lot about ourselves while we worked, but he never told me about you. Or anyone for that matter. I was beginning to think he had no friends at all. I guess he was always a loner. I was his only friend in school and he never had a girlfriend either. Unfortunately, when we graduated, we parted ways. He went straight to college to become a biologist while I joined the police force. That's a very touching story. I can see how you would risk your life for him. Yes, although that's not the end of it. You see, what the fuck was that all about? As I'm about to tell the rest of the story, a sudden scream brings our conversation to a grinding halt. I was wondering about her. I was like, if she hasn't come out yet, the room's probably killed her already. But no one seems to care. I guess the rest of the story will have to wait. Luna, I'm glad you're okay. Fuck off. That was too much, even for him. He tried to kill me. Yes, Luna, I know. It happened to all of us. I'm also happy to see you alive. Thanks. Oh, shut up. Can we just get into the vault already? Wow, we still haven't been to room 4. Do I seriously have to go through that again? I feel like the stress took 5 years of my life. I mean, you could just sit in the hallway while we do it. Well, you don't really have to go in if you don't want to, Luna. You can leave it to Mr. Alistair and me. In your dreams. I'm not letting you two stooges in alone and go in alone and screw up. I want to get that password as much as you. 2 stooges? You do know what that makes you, right? Wow, Luna. I've never seen a journalist this dedicated to her job. Are you sure that's all you are? What do you mean? Yeah, Brendan. What do you mean? I just take my job seriously. Is that so wrong? No, it's pretty admirable, actually. If it really is related to work, that is. Alright, can we please go in already? We're not getting any younger. Especially Mr. Detective over here. I shoot Luna a glare and turn to open door 4. Right after the door closes behind us and locks itself. The time starts ticking and the computer starts playing the same video as before. It seems all rooms are pretty similar after all. As the video keeps on playing, Sam and I start looking around the room. Meanwhile, Luna stares at the computer screen. I notice her body tensing up. I catch a glimpse of her face and it's completely twisted with rage. I wonder if it's because of what she had to go through just now, or something else entirely. Still, I'm not completely heartless. In the top drawer of this desk, there is a syringe with a general anesthetic. If you find that asphyxiating to death is too unbearable, you can make yourself fall asleep peacefully beforehand. That should make sure your death is as painless as possible. Fuck you! The sound of something breaking draws my attention straight to Luna. I think she smashed something made of glass on the ground. Whoa, what the hell, Luna? Sam turns around but doesn't say anything. What? It's not like we need that stupid syringe. I know we don't, but then shut the hell up. I can't take this. Look, if time runs out, I would rather syringe myself than suffocate. This guy's just mocking us. Well, look, he's the dead one now, jackass. I understand you're upset, but look, let's just focus on getting the password, okay? Alright, fine. Let's just get on with it before the psycho kills the three of us. She takes out a cigarette from her pocket and lights it up, brings it to her lips. She looks away and puffs out a big cloud of smoke. Okay, now that that's settled, and the video's over, let's check out the computer, shall we? Sam and I walk over to the computer while a bunch of text starts showing up. I'm really not getting much out of this. Sam? Does this say anything to you? Because I've got nothing. Sam doesn't answer, he's focused on reading. Until finally he pulls the chair out and sits on it, starts fiddling with the puzzle. Don't worry, Mr. Alistair. This should be easy for me. You can relax. I have this done in just a few minutes. Oh, alright. Great. I'll leave you to it. I walk away from the computer and give him some space and start looking around the room. Meanwhile, Luna's looking through some lab equipment, cigarette in hand. The room is starting to stink really bad at this point. Luna, do you mind putting that out? It's a pretty tiny room and it's really starting to smell. Hello? I tap her shoulder, but still no answer. What the? I walk in front of her to see her face, then I finally notice. She's a vegetable. She's not breathing. My chest feels really hot and my sight is getting cloudy. I lose balance and stumble on the counter, dropping some glass equipment on the floor. Of course Luna doesn't react. She's frozen. So is Sam. My head is starting to hurt real bad. I already know what this means. The man without a face is coming for us. Where are you? Show yourself. Something made of glass flies across the room and hits the wall next to my head. A small shard flies straight into my cheek. Fuck! I pull the shard out of my face. A trickle of blood starts running down my cheek. I'm getting really tired of your shit. Twice in the same day? That's a first. The man without a face charges at me with a broken bottle, but I manage to pick up a tray and block his swing. As I flinch back, he knees me square in the gut. There's no way I'm surviving a physical struggle with him. If I could only run away, this would be so much easier, but I'm trapped here with him. Think, Brendan, think. There has to be something in this room I can use. That's it. I doubt even he would be immune to anesthesia. Without turning around, I open the drawer on the desk where Sam is. I feel around with my hand, but she broke it, stupid. Wait. I finally turn around and I look down at the drawer. Empty. What the? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I'm out of time. Before I can react, I feel something sharp penetrate my side. My face slams against the hard tiles, on top of broken glass shards. I open my eyes and look at the broken syringe on the floor. Then up at Luna. I stare at her frozen body as I feel all the strength leaving my body. Even though Luna's frozen, I can't help but think it was her who killed me. That's the end? Wait. I must have picked the wrong choice or something? God damn it. Yeah. Alright, I guess I picked a choice that was wrong. I will cut here, and I will bring you back at the last choice I made, which is the door, I guess. And yeah, change that. Alright, I'll bring you back. I'll take door 2 then. This is the only thing I can think of. This is the last one we had. How about you guys? Alright, Luna, you choose next. I don't care. I'll just take 1. Then I'll go ahead and take room 4. I like even numbers. Yeah, no problem. Sure. Great, then it's settled. We'll meet out here when we're done with our rooms and we'll exchange information. And then we can explore room 3 together. Sounds like a plan. Alright guys, good luck. With that settled, everyone walks to their chosen doors. We all look at one another one last time, nod and press the switch that unlocks them. The door slides open. I take a deep breath and step forward. As soon as I set foot inside the room, the door shuts behind me. I turn around and confirm my suspicion. It's locked. For now, I should focus on finding the password so I can get out. Alright, let's see. What do we have here? Looking around the room, I see a computer on one of the desks, which surprisingly is already on. I move the mouse and the screen lights up, yet before I can do anything else, a video pops up by itself. It's a video evolution. What the hell? Greetings and welcome to my lab. If you're in this room, that means two things. Yeah, we've already seen this, so I'll skip ahead a little. Blah blah, password. Alright, just give me the puzzle, huh? 28 minutes, half an hour, so this is the same. Like, exactly the same. Bit eccentric, twisted sense of humour. Asphyxia to death, and anesthetics. And all of that sort of bullshit. Good, good, good. Moving on. Is it the same puzzle or is it a new puzzle? Will this change our outcome? Or will we die anyway to the faceless man? I don't know. What the fuck? Oh my god, oh my god. How do I start? Let's see here. This is general anesthetic. Okay, we're still not up to the puzzle. Only solution would use glass syringes. Let's see. I think there's something on the computer screen. Here we go. Welcome to room number 2. The puzzle in this room all revolves around colour. For the first puzzle, you'll be shown a colour's name in the middle of the screen. You must quickly choose the coloured circle on the bottom that corresponds to the colour written. Do this correctly 20 times in a row to proceed. Good luck. If you have issues with this colour, try opening accessibility and press A to toggle the colourblind mode. Okay. Blue. What? Oh, yellow. I see. Magenta, cyan, cyan, yellow, magenta, red, red, cyan, 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 green, blue, red, green, blue, green, cyan. Success! Woo! Alright. Let's see here. That did mess me up a bit at the start. What's next? Outstanding. Now, get ready for the second puzzle. Okay. You heard of the game Hangman? Indeed. Complete the following sentence by filling in the missing letters. How to choose what letters to fill in is for you to figure out. Note that you will have to fill in any duplicate letters separately. Good luck. Oh man. Looks like a game of Hangman, alright. But it's mostly completely right off the bat. I just have to find out how exactly I want to pick the letters I want. That highlighted space must mean I choose them in order. It seems the only thing I can click on are these circles. Okay, so I can turn them on and off. And maybe I can use 1 to 3 on the keyboards to toggle them too, and I assume by pressing submit or enter I can go to the next letter. Let's give it a shot. If I get stuck, I should just push my best guess and see where I went wrong. Something... Labyrinth? That's gonna be labyrinth. Something to something labyrinth? Welcome to something labyrinth. Okay, welcome. So white. C is gonna be cyan. This is a pretty fun one. M is gonna be magenta. So that's red and blue. I don't know what that word's gonna be though. Welcome to my. It's obviously gonna be my, right? Magenta, red and blue. B. R. I don't actually know how to spell labyrinth now that I'm thinking about it. I assume this is yellow. Oh shit. I know. How do I go back? Oh. How do you spell labyrinth? Goddamn, I have to look it up. Success! Yes, I got it, but what the hell is his labyrinth? Initializing maze. Oh man, guess I'm about to find out. It's just puzzle after puzzle around here. Let's see, what do we have to do here? Are there any rules or anything? Seems not. Well, it doesn't seem too complicated. I assume I have to control the avatar to take it from the entrance to the exit. Seems I can use the keyboard's arrow keys or the keys on the screen. Those colored gates probably have some trick to them, but I think I can figure it out by fiddling around a bit. If you ever get stuck, some puzzle features, usually clicking multiple, arrow keys, you say.
One eternity later.
Holy fuck, I did it. I don't know how, but I did it somehow. That took me like 4 years. At least. I hope to never do that again. That was the worst puzzle I've ever done in my life. Yes! I slammed the desk. As expected, the timer stops. It all probably unlocked itself too. A long string of letters and numbers shows up on the computer screen. I even looked up on YouTube to see if I could find someone who's answered it, but I couldn't. Now someone can look up my one and answer it. The password for the vault, I presume. I just hope the other two got this lucky. Anyway, I better write this down before it disappears. I take out a pen and paper and jot down the long password. I proofread it one last time and then head for the door. That was a nightmare. I hope I don't die now. I go back outside to meet the others. There I see Sam, who's examining door 1. He looks deep in thought. Hey Sam, glad you can make it out. He doesn't answer. He doesn't even look at me. Sam? What's wrong? Luna. She's dead. She's dead, Mr. Alistair. My stomach flips. For a moment, all sound around me seems to disappear. I can see Sam's mouth moving, but I can't hear anything he's saying. Just a ringing in my ears. His eyes are watery and his face is a bright red. All I can think of is how my best friend just killed someone. This is so wrong. Sam's voice brings me back to reality. How could this have happened? Had I known there would be a death traps inside these doors? He sniffles and dries his eyes with his arm. My throat is tangled up in a knot. I turn to look at the door Luna went into. It's got a small screen. If I remember correctly, it read locked before. But now... So then the door is unlocked? It seems Sam has realized it too. Who am I kidding? Why do I think I could do this? I quit my job because I knew I was a failure. Why the hell would an irresponsible slob like me take on something like this? You did it again, Brendan. Good fucking job. You let someone fucking die on you. Again. Aren't you proud of yourself? Isn't this exactly why you quit in the first place? Then what the fuck am I doing here? I really don't want him to see a corpse. Especially not of someone he's actually met. But we can't just leave her there. I came here to find someone who might be dead and get him out of here. She's no different. I press the button next to the door and it slides open. There is broken glass on top of puddles of various liquids all over the floor. She's on her knees with her torso sprawled over a chair. I walk towards her with heavy steps, my heart beating faster and faster. I kneel down to place my fingers on her neck. No pulse. She's dead. Luna's dead. I close her eyes before standing back up. I make my way out of the room. Sam is sitting down, staring at the floor. He somehow looks a lot calmer than before. Still, I can only imagine how he must be feeling. Once upstairs, I take my phone out of my pocket. It seems I finally have some reception. Okay. I'll call Sally. The police will come and this will all be over. It'll all be over. Hello? Hello? Brenton? Are you there? Yeah. Oh, there you are. Any news? Not much. I ran into some trouble, so I'll be out for a while. Is everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine. Just Don't expect me to be back soon. Brendan, you better not do anything stupid, you hear me? I gave you this chance because I trust you. Don't do something I'll regret. Understood? I'll call you back. Brent... What the hell am I doing? I descend to the basement and see Sam in the same position as before. I called my boss. She told me the ambulance would take a bit to come, but that I should continue searching. Just not that room. Listen, Sam, what happened just now was inexcusable. Sam is just looking down at the floor. What Janice did is unforgivable. He lifts his head and looks at me. It seems he's calmed down a bit, but no matter our opinions on the doctor as a person, he was still a genius. Maybe the smartest person of our time. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let all his work go to waste. I'll have to go inside that vault no matter what. But you should just go home. I won't tell anyone you were here. You won't have to testify to anything. Just go home and forget about all this. Please? You know I can't do that, Mr. Alistair. He stands up and straightens his clothes. I agree, Dr. Janice is still Dr. Janice. His research is still the same. No, I won't make the same mistake twice. I can't lose you too. Mr. Alistair, please. It's our duty to retrieve his work and bring it to the world. I admire Dr. Janice and his work. He helped me become who I am today. So do I. As a scientist and as a friend. He actually saved my life. He did? Wow. Well, long story short, I needed a heart transplant and he somehow got it all sorted out for me to get it. To this day, I don't know how he did it. But here I am, alive and kicking. Really? Wow, that's incredibly noble of him. I guess what he did for me pales in comparison. Well, there's no need to make this into a competition. What did he do for you, Sam? He helped me write my doctoral dissertation on genetics. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always looked up to him. I've read all of his papers. His advancements on genetic engineering were so fascinating to me. They still are. I spend days holed up in my room just burning through them, all. I've known that I wanted to be a researcher from a very young age. After many years of hard work, I was ready to graduate from a highly prestigious university. All that was left was my final dissertation. We were required to contact a professional to help us. The choice is obvious. I only needed to make it happen. I managed to arrange a meeting with Dr. Janice and present my project to him. He showed interest in my ideas, so we started working on it together. Sadly, we ended up cutting the project short before we could test it. Still, all the research we had done was enough for me to graduate among the top of my class. Huh? Why'd you stop then? Well, let's just say we had some ideological differences which brought the whole project to a premature end. Huh. That's too bad, really. Yeah, well, that's kind of what I'm here for. I want to find Dr. Janice and pick up where we left off. I feel ready to accept his terms this time. I wonder if Lucian's methods were a bit unorthodox for this kid. Based on the whole, murdering people thing, probably. I want to find Dr. Janice. I want to finish our research. And if he, God forbid, has passed away, I want to be able to retrieve all the research that was left here. It needs to get finished. I know I can make it happen. It would be a waste to keep it from the world. I see. What were these two working on anyway? Could it be... Either way, I snap back into the situation at hand. Yet I can only stand frozen in place, staring at door 3. Mr. Alistair, shall we... Guess we don't have a choice. I shuffle towards door 3. But before opening it, I steal a glance at the imposing vault. I'm gonna get in there, even if it's the last goddamn thing I do. Just like before, the door shuts behind us. The familiar video immediately starts playing. I don't bother to listen to it again. Sure enough, there's one here too. Hopefully I won't be needing this. We better start looking through this room and find the puzzles. Welcome to room number 3. This room's puzzles are centered around my favorite field of science, genetics. In this case, the puzzles revolve around eye color. As you may or may not know, eye color is determined by 2 separate genes. A gene is represented by 2 letters referred to as alleles. The first gene can contain the alleles B for brown and B, lowercase b, for blue. Since the B is in an uppercase, it means it's dominant over the lowercase counterpart B, which is recessive. What that means is that as long as at least one B exists, that person will have brown eyes no matter what. On the other hand, if the person has 2 B alleles, then that person does not have brown eyes. But, Lucian, you might be asking, does that mean that they have blue eyes? To answer that question, we need to look at the second gene. The second gene, like the first, has 2 possible alleles. In this case, they are G for green, uppercase, and G for blue. As you can see, there is one dominant allele, G, and one recessive allele, G. I thought green was completely recessive, almost a mutation, you know, it's like the rarest eye color. At least that's what I thought. It's important to note that the B is still dominant over any other allele, so the second gene only matters if there are no Bs. So following the same logic as before, a person with at least one G allele and no Bs will have green eyes, and a person with no Gs or Bs will have blue eyes. So with all this, you're now ready to understand what a genotype is. A genotype is the sum of all genes that determine a certain trait. Then, what would brown eye genotype look like? For example, it could be BB/GG, but it could also be BBGG, but also BBGG, and so on and so forth. But remember that as long as one allele is B, the person will have brown eyes. For green eyes, there are only 2 possibilities, BBGG and BBGG. Sure. In order for green eyes to occur, there has to be no B alleles and at least one G. Finally, blue eyes only have one genotype, BBGG. It's the rarest of the 3. Of course, genetics would not be genetics if we didn't talk about offspring. Eye color inheritance is simple. Each parent gives one random allele of each pair to their offspring. So for example, if the mum has the genotype BBGG and the dad has the genotype BBGG, we take one letter at random from each pair and we end up with, for example, BBGG. Then we have another child, and this time it's BBGG. And finally, the third has BBGG. Notice anything? They all have different eye color? Even though the mother has brown eyes and the father has blue eyes, they are able to have children with all 3 eye colors. For the first puzzle, you'll be shown a father and mother's gene distribution in a chart. Both the father and mother will have a tag next to them that contains their genotype. Some will be completed for you. You'll be shown an eye color ratio goal. This means that you need to suggest a couple who will have children with the specified ratio of eye colors. For example, if the goal is 50% brown, 25% green, 25% blue, you'll have to input a couple whose children have the distribution of colors in the chart. That is to say, 8 cells will be brown genotypes, 4 will be blue and 4 will be green. When both parents have been entered, the chart will be filled out. At this point in time, you can click the paint button at the bottom left to briefly have the genotypes in the chart show the eye colors they make. When you think you know the answer, click submit. Do this correctly 4 times and you'll have finished the first puzzle in this room. I'm actually going to wrap this one up here. If you have issues with this puzzle, try opening the accessibility colorblind mode. Okay, we're actually going to wrap this one up here because the puzzles take fucking ages. And I don't know how long this episode is because of how much I will have cut out of the last puzzle, so maybe it's short. I don't know. But we're going to wrap it up here, and in the next one, we will do our genotype eye color nonsense. Until then, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.